A little bit different this week. Um, Need to show off my new haircut or my fresh cut. Fresh shave. These white hairs are beginning to make themselves far more noticeable than they used to, and this little slash scar slash wrinkle is perpetually or is making itself known. Um, I mean, just oh, you're on lunch right now. What's up, LadyPrime? So, what time did you take lunch? LadyPrime in the chat this week. Uh, well, I guess from now on. No, I didn't shave. I just trimmed it. I just trimmed it. You're on lunch till 12:53, or you just started lunch at 12:53? Because there's a difference. There's a difference. How dare I shave? Man. So yeah, I'm running late because of the shave. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Yeah. You started at 12:53. Well, how is the job going? How is the job? And if no one shows up, I can end this thing early so I can go to sleep. Let me see if I can hit this up real quick, just in case. Just in cases. Is it a good day? Is it a good day at work, LadyPrime? We know that this job is definitely uh, um, a step up from the last job, perhaps a step up from all the previous jobs you worked. You're definitely in a far more professional environment than I am. Let's see. All right. See if I can get this thing set up. A lot to take in information. Or wait, take a lot to take in information and learning a new program. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Well, how is everybody there? How's that going? Are you getting along with your coworkers? I know it's early on. Let me see if I can do this. No, I'm gonna ruin everything. Oh, no. That's not what we want to happen. Okay, so that's not going to work. I got to figure out. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I decided that it was getting too hot, man. Sorry about the feedback. I was trying to set up when I used to do my second camera, my collecting camera, but I waited to the last minute because I was also trimming my beard, so I got a little behind. I've got to reassess how I did that because I don't remember. Maybe I had the mics blocked out on everything. I'm not sure. Mess with it later. What's up, bottom tier? I started your WrestleMania 4 review, and when I say I started, I was like 1 or 2 minutes in, and that's about it. So I do want to watch that. I do, like I said, enjoy your reviews. It's nice. It's nice having a different set of eyes on it. Now, LadyPrime has been watching all those early WrestleManias too, so even going through these shows through her eyes has been pretty cool. I'm sorry, I didn't highlight this. But yeah, it has been cool seeing her go through it. She was in the middle of WrestleMania 8. Man, I can relate to this. Oh, I'm sorry. That review was a train wreck. I did a toy unboxing, and I don't know what that video was going to be. I don't know if it was going to be a review or it was just going to be me talking about this new toy I had. I filmed it maybe 2 or 3 hours ago. I hated it. I'm not going to release it. I don't like what I did. I I don't know what's up. It was just a disaster from the get-go. I guess I didn't have a plan going on as I started it, and as I started filming. I didn't even like the way the shot was. I had a huge shadow that I could not get rid of. It just one of those things, dude, when it's a disaster all around. It's an unavoidable mess, a catastrophe, And so I had to, I had to back out of it. It was a mess. Durs, collecting with Durs at work, but stopping by to spread some love. Appreciate that, man. Yes, nice of you to drop in. Lady Prime says WrestleMania 7 has been her favorite. So that's funny to me. But as I was sitting there watching it with her, or I would catch in pieces of it, definitely have a better appreciation for WrestleMania 7 than I did before. Lady Prime, you said as you watched WrestleMania 7 that the match went downhill after what? I can't remember. But WrestleMania 7 definitely has some unique moments, some unique matches. The idea of Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior at the time for what would have been a 10-year-old wrestling for their retirement. The loser was going to retire. That just blew my mind. I was not ready for either one of those guys to retire. And so that match, didn't get to see it live, rented a tape because you rented cassettes back then. And so just to know that I was never going to see Macho Man wrestle again. I wasn't ready for that. And so then when I finally got to see the match, I think Boss Man versus Perfect. So that match was good, but everything went downhill after that. Makes sense. Lady Prime 29. Of the 4 I've watched, 3 is my favorite so far. 4 didn't get a fair shake with the underlying plot with DiBiase and the tournament format hurt every match. And 0 women wrestling. Well, that's going to be why Lady Prime will like WrestleMania 4. No ladies wrestling. It was at that point, WrestleMania 4. Well, WrestleMania 3 already phased out women's wrestling. And so, so WrestleMania 2 would have been the last time there was a ladies title match until WrestleMania 10. And then WrestleMania 10 would be the last time there was a ladies title match until about WrestleMania 15. Yeah, WrestleMania 15 with Sable wrestling Tori, I believe. For context, anybody that's watching this later, Lady Prime is not the kind of lady that gets along with other ladies. But she is just kidding. We hope, anyways. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I can understand the uniqueness of WrestleMania 7 and why I have a greater appreciation for it. I remember being a fan and being disappointed that Boss Man was going to be the guy that wrestled Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title. I wanted a better Intercontinental title match for Mr. Perfect than Boss Man. But storyline-wise, it makes sense. Bobby Heenan talked bad about Boss Man's mother, and Boss Man ran through everybody in the Heenan family. Man, I'm trying to think who he wrestled at the Royal Rumble earlier that year. It may have been Haku. He went through Haku. He went through Barbarian. He went through, I believe, Rick Rude. Even he started there before Rude left, and culminating with Mr. Perfect and an Intercontinental title match. And when you think about how popular Boss Man was at the time, yes, it makes sense. You've got a legit heel versus a very, very popular babyface. Are Sable and Lesnar still married? Yes. I'm not a fan of tournament matches at WrestleMania. Well, and that's why they never did it again. And I believe, other than the King of the Ring, there was not another full-on tournament pay-per-view until Survivor Series 98. And I don't know why they went that route. I don't know if they felt that, the potential of seeing Stone Cold in multiple matches would have sold the show. I'm not sure. But a whole pay-per-view dedicated to a tournament other than the King of the Ring, which some years it was 8 competitors. Towards the tail end, it was 4 competitors. Wouldn't do another pay-per-view for 10 plus years because it was 98. Wheelchair superhero in the house. What's up, Kyle? Bottom tier collector. To me, you can have the exact way WrestleMania 4 was done at SummerSlam, and it would have fit better. I'd have had the biggest names in the company organically advance in that tournament for WrestleMania. And that's, then that's not what they did. They just tried to do a story where, Macho's against the odds. DiBiase's got to buy here. He's got to buy here. And there's a fly. Yes, I get the Battle Royal idea. I don't know. I think they could have just did a tournament over the summer, or I mean, not over the summer, but from when they did that. Um, it was the main event. I think it was a Friday show where the title was kind of the shenanigans were done. They could have did the tournament finale at WrestleMania, or at least limited it to like the semifinals and then the main event. I mean, then the finals. I don't know. 22 comments in the house. What's up, good people? Or what's good people? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Yeah, the chat's a little light today, but as far as numbers wise, but we definitely have the some legit personalities in the chat. Wheelchair superhero, bottom two collector, Lady Prime. We also have Tony's Diecast Customs. Fantastic, fantastic. What's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. Appreciate it. Got to go catch up on some of your videos. So yeah, appreciate that, man. Definitely, definitely. So Lady Prime is not here this week because she started her new job. Do you want me to tell them where you work, Lady Prime? Don't don't burn out my entrance. I know. I messed it up. Oh, isn't that the staple to a wrestling show? The entrance, yes, yes. And the entrance is everything, right? If you can get that pop, you've done your job. But Lady Prime started. Oh man, alive! Here we go. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector. So, like I said, the number of people in the chat today is a little low, but the definitely the personalities and the legit peeps in the chat for sure, for sure. 22 Tony's Diecast Customs, Manny the Hobgoblin Collector, Lady Prime, Bottom Chick Collector, Wheelchair Superhero 87. And if there's one of you guys watching that I didn't mention, feel free to. Oh, Durs was here earlier, so fantastic. I'm not sure if he's still here, but yeah, awesome. Manny, good to see you. I've been seeing a lot of your art posted in your community tab and on Instagram. Fantastic, fantastic. Really like that Venom done in the style of what was it, Flash 197, the Professor Zoom, the first appearance of Zoom. He's not Professor Zoom, I'm sorry. He's Zoom, the first appearance of Zoom. That is one of the comics that I hunted and hunted and hunted for. I did not want to pay a lot for it. And so when I was getting back into comics, Flash had already, I think Flash was at about 211, maybe 208, somewhere around there. So the Blitz storyline, with the or the introduction of the Hunter Zolomon Zoom had just come out, and I could never figure out why those books were priced a little higher at one of the stores I visited, and I was like, I can't do it. $8 at the time or whatever, can't do it. Well, then later on I'd figure out, oh, this is the first appearance and this is a legit story, and I was able to accumulate the other 3 parts of that story, that 4-part storyline, but I could not find that book. Could find it on eBay, and I could have paid $30-$40 for it, whatever it was going for at the time, but I just felt like it was a bit much. And then one day I walked into a half-price books. I just decided to go outside of San Antonio, San Marcos. It's a sister city, I guess you could say, close by, not considered a suburb, but considered its own place. It's a college town. Stopped at the half price books there, and there it was, Flash 197. Picked it up at half price. So I think it was probably cost me $1.25. Maybe books were $2.50 at that point. And yeah, it's a beat up copy, but it's my copy. So love it, absolutely love it. All right, let's go back to the chat. Yes, the idea of the entrance being the staple. So Lady Prime is working at State Farm Insurance. She will be sticking where she was. She was in a job working for an insurance agent with Farmers Insurance. But now this job, she will be able to, she wasn't working in a position to where she was licensed. She was just more in a secretarial position. So now she's got a bigger pay wage. She's got more hours to do. So we're going to have to do some adjustment with that, because her other job was very, very convenient when it came to Ollie. I could drop Ollie off after school over there, and she could work with him when she wasn't busy. That's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be really hard for me. The Monday show may get canceled and move to a Friday show. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how my sleep does, and we'll have to see how Ollie is affected by all this. And dealing with Ollie too, we'll have to see how he deals with both parents working full time and us still making time for him, because me still working overnight we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna make it work. But if necessary, we'll see what choices have to be made. So fantastic. She'll be, like I said, she'll be licensed. She'll be getting commissions, and so just an awesome opportunity for our family. And so, congratulations to Lady Prime. Neil is too busy with all that spam he fried. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wait till you see what my room looks like. All right, man. Did you make some changes to it? Looking forward to that. Thanks. Love Collins' art on this run. Yes, Scott Collins, fantastic artist. He's not a name that a lot of people mention, but I do. And it's even a style that I had to get used to. But I really, really picked up on it, and it became very, very enjoyable to me. And so sometimes I think art is something that is a little harder for me to come by or to get used to or to accept. Of course, bad writing, I reject it all the way around. But mediocre writing, I can, deal with, especially if the art works with it. If you got mediocre writing, but you got excellent art, okay, that's I can bear with that because I can fill in the gaps for the story that need to be done. But when you have an excellent writer like Jeff Johns and a writer and an artist that I wasn't particularly fond, I won't say fond of his style, but it wasn't something I picture for comic art. But it grew on me. And so now it was to a point where like I expect that art for Wally West Flash stories. So Scott Collins definitely winning me over. I think it's Scott Collins. If I'm wrong on that name, I'm sorry, but I know Collins was the artist for a lot of that run. Yes, State Farm had them since I was 16. Congrats, Lady Prime. Yeah. So I know one of the questions in our interview was, would I be willing to move my insurance over? Of course I would. Of course. All right, more money. I know that childcare struggle. Yeah. We'll figure something out. I think we figured out, and it's going to be more than this, but I'm very, very conservative when I put together numbers and try to budget and whatnot. About an extra grand a month, and we were already spending a lot on collectibles, so that's not that grant is not going to collectibles, but it can go to a lot of the work that this family can do, and we can money is a tool, and we can utilize that tool, and I think we can help our family put us in a better position for tomorrow and for Ollie's tomorrow. So yeah, definitely looking forward to future days. We'll see how it goes, or even if it comes to that job does very well, and me and Lady Prime have talked about it before, perhaps I step away from working overnights. I'll have to take a pay cut if I stay with the same company I'm with, but I'll get my sanity back. I'll get my health back. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. If the $1,000 increase in our take home is what it is, well, I mean, we have some room to maneuver. Even if we wind up with only 500 more, by stepping down, taking a different position, I think we're still in a good position where this family can begin to do some things that we haven't had the opportunity to do before. Now I can be a sugar mama, guys. I'm still the breadwinner. Yes, but absolutely nothing wrong with that. I need to get my wife to get her master's so I could just work on being a stay-at-home trophy husband. I'm telling you, man. Yes, definitely goals. I like to take care of my old man. 20. Yes. If if you guys were part of our Saturday morning stream, we were talking to everybody about how I was 8 years older than her. We found out that me and bottom tier, sometimes we do that babysitting. We got them younger wives. So, but yes, trophy husband goals, definitely. Agree 100%. I'll be a trophy. Oh, man, I would love that. I would love it. but yes, yes. I grew up with an aunt whose husband didn't work, and he didn't do anything, and she was the one who worked, and she struggled. And being a man now, being a father, being a husband, like I don't know how he did that, because like it's in me. Like I have to work. I have to make sure my family's doing well. I have to provide. And I don't know how he was able to do that. Super Russ 9000 in the chat. Fabulous, fabulous, Super Russ. I hope you're feeling better. I know that you finally put some content out. I know you've been taking a break to heal up, and you did the Eradicator character profile. So guys, check that video out. Oops, hit my laptop. Let me figure out where it's at, because I did see this gentleman. Hey, all listening while work. Hi to all. Philtastic Comics and Art. Fantastic. Philtastic, I was about to start the Catwoman challenge. And then so before I did that, I said, well, let me watch the trailer and see how it is. And it's gonna be tough to sit through that movie, because sitting through that trailer was brutal. And when we talk about Catwoman, we are talking about the Halle Berry Catwoman. So if you guys have seen that movie, go ahead and let me know in the comments or in the chat. Let me know. I'm fully expecting the worst. But you guys let me know. Let me know if there's any redeeming qualities to that movie, because it doesn't seem that way. Despite, a younger Halle Berry, like, the acting's terrible. The special effects, the music of the trailer, everything about it was like kryptonite. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the Catwoman challenge. So guys, I did highlight what Super Russ put forth in a recent video. You guys feel free to throw in the chat what your most recent video is, or if there's a video you want everybody to check out. I'm all about that. I actually wish I could get on the first or thirds. I died telling little man we'll play next. Oh man, and that's one shift I refuse to work. Working second shift, I can't do it, because I will never see him. I'll be able to take him to school in the mornings, but I will never see him. So it's going to have to be first, or it's going to have to be third. Age is just a number as long as everyone is of legal age. Yes, yes, I agree. I hope you all have a great day today, and I will try to watch the rest on the rewind. I appreciate it, Wheelchair, and you have a good one. Melodote Comics, what's up? What up, Prime? What up, good people? Fantastic. Good to see you in the chat, brother. Super Russ 9000, I'm feeling better. Thanks, bro. Excellent, excellent. Looking forward to more content, and I know you're going to go through the 4 Superman. You said the Cyborg Superman, which is my favorite, is next up in the the 4 Supermen introduced in the reign of the Superman. You pointed out that as you were reading that storyline, because you came into that storyline with no prior knowledge of the comic Superman. You said you'd watched the movie, and it's interesting that with how big the death of Superman was on TV in the news, that you had no clue that happened. That's awesome, and I think it's cool that you picked up this issue. And I don't know which Action Comics it is. You put it in the chat. I know it's like 692 or something like that, because it's real close to 700. I know that you picked up that issue. It's the Guy Gardner and Eradicator, the last night of Krypton on there about the fight. Said that was your first issue. That was your first introduction to Superman. And for you thought that was just Superman in a new costume. And even for the beginning of the reign of the Superman, you took on the stance that that's really Superman. And that's awesome. Okay, 688. Fantastic, fantastic. Appreciate you letting me know. Me, my cousin, and my brother were religiously, going to the comic book store during that reign of the Superman storyline, because it took place during the summer. So we got to earn our money at our grandfather's snow cone stand. We take that money and go get our Supermans. And we each had a different Superman pick. Now, my brother was very, very particular about liking Steel. He was in love with Steel. But he didn't think Steel was the real Superman. He thought the last son of Krypton was the real Superman. My cousin took on the stance that Superboy was going to be the real Superman. And I don't think it's because my cousin had hair similar to the Superboy. Like, it was, a lot on top and kind of shaved going up or whatever. And I think that's why Superboy was his favorite. And I took the Cyborg Superman. It just made sense to me. Doomsday had injured him. Parts of his body had to be replaced. Cyborg Superman was my pick. Cut to Cyborg Superman as the villain, and I never forgot that. But Cyborg Superman definitely became one of my all-time favorite characters. Definitely one of my all-time favorite villains. Jump back to the chat. Super Russ feeling better. LadyPrime. I make it hard when two people. Oh yeah, it makes it hard when two people collect stuff. Yes, and I told you guys about buying this Transformer this past weekend, and I haven't been transformed mode. See, I transformed him because I was doing that video that I hate. I think I may try to refilm it. I don't know. We both have multiple things that we collect. So yes, I need to more focus my collection. Am I gonna buy comics? Okay, if start weeding off the toys. Let's slowly, wean that out. That I do want to finish my Stenticon set, which, like I said, I have 3 of them. Shout out to Nightwing 207 for buying me this and sending it to me. I was pricing the last 2 online because they're kind of hard to find. It's gonna be $70. I'm not looking forward to spending that much on 2 Transformers, but Transformers definitely are gonna have to be something I buy few and far between. It's like $20 a pop. I'm sorry, $25 a pop for just the normal size deluxe. Bit pricey. I couldn't click Russ's Eradicator video fast enough when I saw it was up. Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. Melodope. Bottom tier. LadyPrime as well. Fantastic. That Catwoman movie was trash. I'm going to try to sit through it. I agreed to take the challenge. And I'm not going to let Miss Philtastic down. Lady Philtastic, whatever she goes by, I'm not going to let her down. I'm going to watch that movie. Chop and Drop in the house, working at the moment. Fantastic. I appreciate you stopping by, even if it was just to jump in for a minute or two. Appreciate it. Going live tonight with top 10 alternatives and hopefully upload a CGC unboxing Thursday. Fantastic. I'm going to do a haul video later this week. And I think I'm going to do a comic review. I'm trying to, anytime I've done like a comic review on an older title, it's got me at least 100 views. And that's usually my goal for a video. If I can get 100 views, I feel real confident about what I did. Now, if they stayed for 1 minute of it, 2 minutes of it, that's fine. Like, hey, I will eventually build myself up to where hopefully people stay longer. You can always work on something. If they don't show up, it's kind of hard. But anytime I've done a review on an older comic, it's kind of been one of my better viewed videos. And right now I'm struggling to pass the 50 views threshold for whatever reason. It's like, I went through this hit towards the end of the last year and the beginning of this year where 200 views, 100 views, 150 views. Doesn't matter to me. It's just, I want to continue to put out content. I know that however it works is, it just, YouTube does what it does. I've never seen Halle Berry Catwoman. I can't decide if I want to watch it or not. Some movies are not so bad. Some movies, are you trying to, let's see. Some movies are not so bad. They're good. They're just bad. Yes. Sorry. I was misreading that. But yes, that's one of those movies that looks like it's just bad. Troll 2 is the ultimate best worst movie, right? Fantastic comics and art. Here's the thing: as terrible as Catwoman is, I'd watch it any day over Love and Thunder. Reason being, Thor looked like a good movie that went wrong. Catwoman abandons all hope in the trailer. Yes. I don't know why the need, and it's like people just heard the name Catwoman, and they were like, "Oh, well, Spider-Man's real big right now. We're gonna give her cat powers." And I know the Burton Batman, it's partially responsible for that. But when did Catwoman ever gain cat? Did this happen in the comics and I just don't know? It's just, I'm dreading watching it, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm trying to talk myself into it. I'll try to look for you. 22. I've caught a replay or two of that series. Yeah, same here. I've caught a replay or two. It's gonna be hard for me to catch the lives, especially during baseball season. But I do need to do a better job, 22, of watching your content because I do enjoy it. 22 comics, I enjoy doing them, but they are starting to get slow because there hasn't been any big news lately. Got you. And that's just the nature of the beast, right? But you also don't want to stop doing it because you've got your core that kind of continue to watch it. So I totally understand, how you feel going back and forth between it if that's how you feel. Bottom tier, 22 comics. Have you seen the ridiculous news that Snyder might be reviving the Snyderverse? Give it up, people. We got Gunn now. We actually talked about that on our podcast last night. Rumor is they may do the rest of the story as comics, which I think is an amazing idea. Right. Okay. So it's just the same thing. Like when Smallville had a continuing comic or something like that. I don't see why Young Justice couldn't have continued in the comics, although I am glad that they restarted it despite some misgivings about some decisions they made. If they continue the Snyderverse in the comics, that's fine. I just don't know how many Snyderverse fans that are like movie fans are going to go read comics. I don't know. I hate to say that I fully believe that comics is a dying industry, but I mean, I feel like it speaks for itself that it's kind of heading that way. And I think where comic stories can flourish, and I don't know how well companies will take advantage of it, is in the video game sphere. And I don't mean like fighting games. I mean, that's cool and all, but Arkham Asylum, the Batman games, that's almost people's big connection to Batman, other than movies, of course. But Warner can't seem to get movies down. So I'm working on a story time with Carl Childers, Death of Superman video, laugh out loud. Man, I forgot my water. I apologize. Are we watching it together? Well, if we're going to watch it together, it's going to have to be next weekend. It can't be this weekend because WrestleMania is this weekend. Or we're going to watch WrestleMania. I mean, we're going to watch Catwoman before WrestleMania and spoil our appetite. But if you want to sit through it, we can attempt to sit through it. Is it Trev's birthday? Is Trev in the chat? Did I not see him? But yes, it is his birthday. That's right, because he got that fantastic. Was it Slabbed? I know he got first John Constantine. Fantastic. That video, his whole haul, where he's got that DC shirt that I was instantly jealous of. So yeah, they say 10% of your subscription numbers are the real ones that actually support you. That makes my goal 13 views a video. Your view counts are better than mine. Me? Or bottom tiers? I posted a short under 2 minutes Venom powers / weaknesses videos today. I like the old comic book day reviews too. Amazing Spider-Man is unreadable. Oh, I've heard that. I think even Brian LCS was talking about that. I hate when, like, to me, Amazing Spider-Man is a book that should never be unreadable. Action Comics is a book. I feel the same way. This is a title that has run decades, and it should never be an unreadable book. And I heard that about Superman. And when Bendis was on there, it was pretty unreadable, even for a Superman guy. That's pretty brutal. That's about my average on videos. I enjoyed the Snyderverse, and here's the thing: a lot of people will complain about the Marvel movies being too funny, haha, jokes, and I get it because like the earlier Marvel movies, they're each different, and now it feels like every Marvel movie is the same movie, just with, hey, well, they're over here, different setting. Oh, it's a different character, but here's the same joke. We're all Iron Man, we're all Spider-Man, and DC provided darker movies. Warner provided darker movie, with the Snyderverse and whatnot. I don't know. I was down with the Snyderverse, and I mean, we saw the greatness of Snyder with the Snyder Cut Justice League. Is that amazing movie? I finally watched it through a second time, and I absolutely love that movie. I wish I could get the continuing story of that, but I get it. It's a mess. Why would you? That's another thing DC made a mistake of. Well, let's have a Joker movie. Let's have a Batman movie. They're not in the same universe that everybody's used to with Marvel. We'll have an Aquaman movie, but this Batman's not in the same movie as the universe as the Aquaman, and it's not in the same universe as Joker, and you just confuse your audience. And then they want to tie this thing where everything counts. Comics, that's a universe. The CW shows, that's a universe, and man, I don't know. It's part of the multiverse, and they could all appear everywhere, and at some point you lose an audience. You lose an audience trying to get the biggest audience. Hellboy game coming out that looks dope and talks of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin game in the form of God of War Ragnarok sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. When I got my PS5, I finally played a God of War game, and I don't know how similar the gameplay is between the original God of War games, the first trilogy, and God of War Ragnarok, but God of War Ragnarok is awesome. I need to go back and finish it. I'm just on an Elden Ring binge right now. Mike in the house. What's up, man? I appreciate you. Evil's Comics, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about comic reviews and who does it better, right? Here's Mike, so I was telling him, Evil's Comics, telling him, Mike, that I was thinking about going back and doing some. Anytime I've done a review of an older comic, I know I did Aquaman #1, which was from like 2003. I talked about Man of Steel #1, 1986. I talked about the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Infinite Crisis, and Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint. And anytime I've did one of those videos, got more views than some of my others. It's a relatively view grabbing videos. So I was thinking I was going to jump back on that, and I was thinking I was going to film a review for Daredevil 297. That is the Last Rites storyline part 1. Man, I am behind on the chat. All right, let's get you guys caught up, man, because the chat is everything. Let's see. Big God of War fan. Man, I tell you what, I really, really want to go back and play some of the older games. I even own the God of War that takes place before Ragnarok. My little brother borrowed it from me, and he played it and beat it. So if you go look at my trophies, it looks like I played God of War, but I didn't. He just had played it on my profile. But I want to play that original one. I will finish God of War Ragnarok first, and then go back and play that. I don't care if it spoils anything. But man, it was awesome. That game, fantastic game. I don't hate the Snyderverse. I love it. But I also want to be done with all the corporate confusion and indecision, just have a direction and execute it. And that's the issue. That's the whole reason why DC's initial foray into a united universe did not work. An expanded universe did not work. They had no vision. They just, let's catch up to Marvel. We'll put out a Justice League movie. And that was the wrong decision. You, fanboy, your views are better than mine. Oh, okay. Well, appreciate that. I don't mean for that to be the case, 22. I think you I think you're a better channel than mine. Everybody's saying, hey, what's up? Fantastic. Super Russ 9000. I don't care about Snyder. I'm still bummed DC did Henry Cavill so dirty. He was a great Superman, in my opinion. I don't want to say he wasn't a great Superman. I mean, he looked like Superman. He felt like Superman. I mean, I didn't touch him, but I think they did him wrong by saying, hey, we're going to bring you back and we're going to do this thing with The Rock. And I don't know if that was The Rock speaking out of turn, whatever it was. But I do think just start from scratch. Just start from scratch. Start it over. My opinion, you could have kept Cavill around for another role, but start from scratch. Like, just and on that same token, do not do a Batman 2 or the Batman 2. Don't do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of the Joker movie sequel they're going to do. Even though Joker was one of the most, or is the most profitable superhero or comic book movie of all time, you got to figure out what you want to do. Stop confusing everybody. And when I say everybody, yes, we get it. We're comic book fans and we pay attention to this, but I'm talking about the larger audience. I don't know. But yes, back to bottom tier comment, they need direction and they better figure it out, because I hate the potential being wasted. Gritty and real. Yes, I don't feel the MCU is gritty and real, but DC was providing that, and I don't know if that's why people didn't like it, because there weren't enough jokes. The MCU is claustrophobic to me. Let the solo movies actually be solo. So you don't like when there's a cameo appearance? I like it to an extent. So I get what you're saying. Like, not every movie has to be tied with everything. Make it special when someone appears. Like, I thought it was cool when Doctor Strange appeared in Thor Ragnarok. So I was like, oh, cool, he's there for a little bit. That's it. It doesn't have to be a whole thing. We mentioned that too last night, Bottom Tier. Man, Alive 22. I got to go check it out. Love Elden Ring. Mike, I love and hate it, and I guess that's why I love it, because it's so challenging. I played through it before, and when I moved over to the PS5, I didn't move my gameplay over. I just started fresh from scratch, and when I did that, like, I absolutely loved it. I felt like I understood it more, because they don't give you hints. You're just left to figure it out. And of course, you can go look up on YouTube. I've tried to avoid that as much as possible, because I just like experiencing everything new in the game. But I'm glad I did watch a video recently, because I got a new weapon and I know how to use it better now, and it's made me a far more worthy tarnished. Should get back on that, fanboy. Yeah, definitely. I am going to get back on that. But like I said, I'm going to do older books. what I kind of had in mind was doing a fanboys history of the DC universe, kind of like the books that I collected and where it went on. And not that the other stories don't matter, but it's just the ones in my collection and how I weave through it. Utilize the tools you have. So I think I definitely am going to begin to do that. It's fun, and it will help me with my reading, increasing my reading. So I appreciate the encouragement, Mike. Is your bottom tier asking, is your podcast a part of your channel or a separate thing? And 22 Comics saying it's separate. Comically Comics podcast. It's on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and we are trying to put snippets on YouTube. Fantastic. Guys, go check it out. You guys already know 22 is a trusted member of the community. So yeah, we definitely want to hear his thoughts and his friends, his immediate circle's thoughts on things. Happy New Week, guys. Bizarro breaks. Fantastic. Happy New Week. Yes, for sure. A week full of potential. We'll see how it goes, right? Bottom tier collector. I started God of War at the beginning, got a disc collection of the PS3 games. I'm going to need a new disc drive to pick back up where I left off. I like what I played. Just get a new PS3. No, I'm kidding. I had to replace the power supply of my PS3 because I do not want to get rid of my PS3. What I need to do also is fix the HDMI connecting into it because mine is real loose and you have to just line it up perfectly. But I do not want to get rid of my PS3 until they release a college football game because I'm all about NCAA 13 on my PS3. Bizarra telling the chat hello. Fantastic. I still got my OG PS2 God of War. That's fantastic, dude. Awesome. Get rid of the Batman, get rid of Joker. Oh, I got to fight the urge and stuff. I'm not saying get rid of them, but they need to figure out what they want to do with it because I don't think it's a smart business plan. Let's put all these movies out and expect the wider audience to know, well, this is not part of that. Or why is this person playing that? That's all I meant by it. Those are good movies. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Batman. I enjoyed the Joker. I just don't think it was smart while you're trying to build a universe to do this. Now, monetarily wise, it was good with the Joker because they made their money. That's all I meant by it, 22. Those are great movies. I think The Rock tried to use his clout to become the leading figure for DC, but DC seems to want a corporate Feige-type guy, not a hands-on in the movies guy. And I think The Rock, not only that, but I think he overestimated his star power when stepping into the DC universe. Post-COVID, the theater experience is different. You don't see the same numbers happening. It's a different world. Not for me, whatever. I didn't do anything different. I mean, I may have worn a mask when I went into some places because they wanted it, but I didn't do anything different. I didn't wash my hands when I went to the restroom. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. It's probably why I got COVID 3 times. But I didn't change anything. I still went out and still did what I could where I could if they let me in. But you can see it in the theater numbers that I guess when people stayed home, they realized they have a pretty fantastic theater setup at home. So I don't know, because even Shazam performed poorly, even when they adjusted the adjustments for that. I mean, the expectations for that. So far, so good. Thanks, Evil. Lunchtime here, and so I'm halfway through my workday. That's exactly how I look at my days. When I get to lunch, I'm halfway done. Nice and yes. Bottom tier collector, I agree. When actors and actresses are given a role because of their current status, so you feel like it should just be given because of their best person for that job. 400 hours in an Elden Ring. Wait till you get to Millennia. Oh man, alive! That's a lot of hours. Now, are you constantly playing, or are you constantly like exploring and farming a lot? Fantastic. I appreciate you being in here. You probably left already, but thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. And I will either see you in one of your videos or definitely I will see you on your Saturday stream. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector. Animated series Justice League Superman is one of my favorite versions. Pragmatic, but will duke it out and still struggle with his role. Man, yes. And that's another thing. Where is the big-time Justice League cartoon? I watched an episode of Super Friends the other day. It's pretty brutal, but I just thought about it. It went for 10 seasons, and here you are introducing your characters to the young people and stuff. Is there a DC Comics cartoon that's out right now that's introducing young children to all their characters? If it is, I don't know, because Ollie doesn't watch it. And if it is, it's probably centered around Batman, right? Hey, Phil, bye. So Lady Prime, and for you guys who weren't here earlier when I explained it, Lady Prime is not in the chat because she started her new job today. And it's a wonderful opportunity for her individually, and it's a wonderful opportunity for our family. It's going to provide opportunities for our family to do things and to move into different areas of adulthood with the extra money that we will be bringing in. Money's a tool, and so we'll be able to utilize that tool, I believe, effectively. And we're going to have to make some adjustments, and we'll see how it goes, especially with Ollie. 22 Comics is your latest episode about Shazam from yesterday. I think I found you in my podcast catcher. Excellent. Oh, Doc's Cards in the chat. Hey, man. Hey, that's a new name here. Appreciate it, Docs. It's awesome. I'm behind in the chat. I'm not sure how far behind. Let's see, 136, about 5 minutes. So give me a second. I do want to hit everybody's comments because, like I said, you guys are everything. My friends make fun of me for doing all the small repairs I do on my consoles. I mean, it happens, man. It happens. New episodes every Monday. Today's episode was Jeff Johns, Shazam Part 2, and a Black Adam movie review. Fantastic. What'd you say about Jeff Johns? He's my favorite writer, 22. I guess if I want to know, I got to go watch. So, guys, go check out 22 Comics. His what is it? Put that podcast name in there. Comic League Comics. I'm gonna go back and rewatch my stream so I can get the name down. But guys, go check it out. ¿Cómo está, lady? That's how you read everything in my head. Batman New 52, issue 20, and Dark Knight Rises were the last time I was a legit fan of Batman. Every time I'm a fan of Batman is usually after he's on the other side of Superman's fist. OMAC Project, the sacrifice story that takes place in between the OMAC Project. That's one of my favorite Superman story. Look at Lady Prime. She thinks she can speak it, but we'll see. Fanboy wazered all over his hands. What? Oh, man. Let me get back here. Oh, awesome. So bottom tier, you added him. That's good. Doc's Cards, the theater experience is dying a slow death. It is. Definitely it is. And I think that's just because people are tired of paying. You can go to a sporting event for cheaper than you can go to the movies if you want to eat, and you got to take kids and stuff like that. It's just the movies aren't the same quality. They're not as good. And, I see it all the time, and maybe it's the circles I run around with, that people would rather go back and watch something older than to watch the new stuff that's out. So whatever that means, and the same thing with comics. They'd rather read older comics than new comics. Whatever that means, I'm in that circle, though. So Rock petitioned to be the Black Adam way before the Snyderverse. They have been drawing Black Adam in his likeness since the New 50. That's true. You're right. I do remember that. Mike dropping knowledge. Mike, what was wrong with Black Adam? What could have made that movie better? Or do you think it was fine? It's just the audience didn't accept it. Don't listen around kids. There's foul language. Bottom tier collector. Man, I'll be able to listen at work. Oh, awesome. Man, that's fantastic. Yes, guys, sub each other up. Man, I should have been saying that the whole time. Doc's Cards, appreciate you doing that. Fantastic. For the community to support each other. Brian LCS was in the chat about, 5 minutes ago, because I'm still 5 minutes behind on the chat. I apologize, guys. Maybe I need to get ahead. I'm done with Elden after 400 hours, but that was getting all the endings. Oh, fantastic. So you really went all out there. Man alive. Okay, that's awesome. Young Justice recently, Bat Wheels. Okay. Gotcha. That's the cartoons we have now. I hadn't watched Young Justice in a while. 22 Comics, just for you. I'm reviewing my Batman Lobo arc tomorrow. Oh, nice. Fantastic. Once again, anybody, if you want to drop whatever videos you have in the chat, or just want to let everybody know what you're doing, feel free to. I have no issues with you guys spamming your own channel or promoting yourself in my chat. Do it. let the community know this is one other spot where you may run into somebody you don't run into all the time, or a name you may see that you don't remember to watch all the time. But yeah, guys, put what you're putting out, man. It's fantastic. I'm handing out subs left and right, loving the new channels to binge watch at work. Fantastic, dude. Awesome, man. That's winning attitude, man. That's definitely a valuable asset to have in the community. Someone like you. So thank you, Docs Cards. Comically Comics Podcast. Yes, thank you. Comically Comics Podcast. I've got to go look that up. I watched a few snippets on YouTube or whatever you put. But yes, Docs Cards, you get a sub, and you get a sub, and yes. Fantastic. Got you back. Excellent. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector. Don't forget to date each other. My wife and I's schedules, overnight day jobs accommodate our daughter, but not each other. Does she work overnight? Or you're just saying what we have? Yes, and that is an issue. Lady Prime and I have not dated each other enough in that sense, because anytime we do something, Ollie's involved. And yes, you're definitely the Oprah of this chat. But yes, you're right, Manny. That is something I need to be better at for sure. Hey, the first 20 issues of Scott Snyder's New 52 run are fire. I listened to Comics Explained talk about a lot of that early New 52 run, and so I should read those one day, because New 52 was I just got married. I fell out. My plan was to buy every issue of New 52, every number one of New 52, and I went to my store. I I knew better. I didn't put these things in a box, nothing like that. Fill out your pull list. That didn't do any of that. Went in there, there was none of the number ones, and so I knew how popular it was, and it was really convenient for me to get out at that point. And so I have read very few New 52 titles. Thanks, Doc, but be careful. Uh-oh. What did I miss? Being the Oprah of this chat, or just the channels he subs to. If movies weren't $50 for a family to go to, I think we would all appreciate going more and not caring about the quality that much. Yes, I agree. They could have made Black Adam a villain instead. Oh, man. I agree with you, though. Black Adam, there's this want to make him an anti-hero, which is fine, but he still needs to be more villain than hero. Brian, love the blooper video. I said Freddie Brock in one of my... oh, man, there's a blooper video. I got to go check it out. Back to the work. Catch you later. Melodope, fantastic. Appreciate you being here. I go to the theater for popcorn, for the popcorn. I do love theater popcorn, man. And so I will always buy a bigger tub than necessary so that I can take some home. Fantastic. For me, Black Adam felt too close to X-Men. Would have liked for it to be more about Black Adam, even though Doctor Strange or Dr. Fate was sick and Hawkman looked cool. Dr. Fate was fantastic. I don't see why there can't be a Dr. Fate standalone movie on its own. But what do I know? I'm a comics fan, and I'm a JSA fan. So maybe I'm just looking at it through those eyes. I like Black Adam, but huge DC fan. Say biggest problems is they announced the end of the Snyderverse at the same time. That's true. That's true. And that's another thing. Like you said, the direction and focus. There's too much going on. Yes, you're right, Mike. And I love that you're a huge DC fan, because I'm a DC fanboy all day. Evil's Comics will do. I'm making sure the sub stick. Oh yes, then that's another thing. Yes, so sub sticking. They say watch a video. I'm not sure, but that's what a lot of people have said. I watched the video, so the sub would stick. So maybe that's what it is. Did I just call Dr. Fate Dr. Strange? Here's my DC fanboy card. I don't deserve it. Well, you know what's cool is that when they did the Amalgam universe, the DC comics and the Marvel comics uniting, Dr. Strange and Dr. Fate were united into Dr. Strange Fate. So you're good. You're good. My wife works overnight. It's tough. Work in progress. I got you. Got you. All right. Lady Prime heading back into work. So have a good one, Lady Prime. You're about halfway through your day. Hope you're doing all right. I know you're a little nervous going in there, starting a new day, but you got this. Whoa, Brian is in here. Sup, dude? Oh, Neil Collect's finally showing up. And I did my stream because Neil called me out when I didn't do it the last time. I'm in the minority. Liked Morbius, Thor: Love and Thunder, Shang-Chi, had ups and downs, but I enjoyed all. And I have not seen Morbius, I have not seen Love and Thunder, and I have not seen Shang-Chi. I had started it, but I didn't sit through it. And yeah, how's the spam, Neil? Also, really love Joker and the Batman. See, and I enjoyed those movies. That was not my point, 22. That was not my point. My point was that they need to be a focused universe. They need to have direction. That's all I meant by the movies, because the Joker was really, really good, and so was the Batman. And both of those I watched on Blu-ray. I didn't go to the theater, so yeah. Well, guys, we're about 55 minutes in. I will begin to wrap this up. I only want to do about an hour. I do need to try to get some sleep, and if I lay down now, I can get maybe an hour and a half before I pick up Ollie. We'll have to do his homework because I will be the homework one now with Lady Prime being out. I mean, we'll still split it, but before I really didn't do much of it because he could go and sit with her at her job. So I did not like Doctor Strange 2 or Avatar 2. See, I'm one of the ones that did actually wind up liking Doctor Strange 2. But now that I think about it, did I only like it in parts? I'm not sure. I did tell people I liked Doctor Strange 2. Maybe it was just that one scene that got me, and like all the, like, oh, the possibilities. So maybe that's what it was. Evil's Comics Bro Phase 4 has been my favorite so far. I love Athena from Eternals. Jolie got me in the feels. Love and Thunder was a bonding experience with my son and I. Well, that's fantastic, dude. 22 Comics. I still haven't seen Morbius. Sorry. Didn't like Love and Thunder, and Shang-Chi started out great, but went down downhill as the movie went on. Still a decent movie, though. So, like I said, I hadn't seen any of these. I had no desire to see Eternals. I didn't like any of the previews. But here's Mike. And, Mike, being a reviewer of the comic reviewers, he's got a trusted voice in the community, so maybe I need to go check it out. Doctor Strange 2 has been my favorite so far. How about Doctor Doom? I need a Doctor Doom. I don't know why hasn't Doctor Doom showed up? Because it was the delay with the Fantastic Four having the rights to those characters, I guess. Wasn't a fan of the Wanda thing, what they did to Spider-Man. Gotcha. How do you bring Wanda back from this point, right? Because she was full on villain, murdering people and stuff like that. So, or do you are you done with the character? I don't know. Doctor Strange 2 is my top 3 favorite MCU movie for me. I'm like one of 3 people that loved Phase 4. Yeah, I don't know anybody that loved Phase 4. So, right, Neil collects. What do you mean? Let's see. Oh, there you go. You can't go. I just got here. Oh, see, I'm sorry, Neil. Neil, I got to tell you also, and I'm sure David may tell you, there probably won't be much video game playing this weekend. If there is, it'll be on Friday. This is WrestleMania weekend, and so yeah. And I didn't even talk about wrestling today, so maybe I'll do a Friday stream and we'll talk about favorite matches or matches I'm looking forward to heading into this weekend's show. I've been liking Phase 4. There you go, Evil's Comics and Bottom Tier Collector. Me too. I need more Doom in my life. Yes, for sure. They're saving Doom. Once everybody's about to jump ship, they'll say, "Wait, here's Doom," and that's another thing. And is that the reason why we don't know who the real big baddie is? I mean, I know it's Kang, but I mean, that name doesn't ring the same. You don't get the same shakes and quakes and worries that you do when you hear Thanos. So I don't know. Be well, rest up, reward yourself, and go to the things that make you happy / smile. Take care, everyone. Fantastic, Manny. Appreciate you being here. Guys, go check out Manny's channel. Go check out his posts. Check out his Instagram. Posting art. It's fantastic. Love it. I love what I guess seeing all you guys create, I guess is what I'm saying. I know, and sometimes we just stand in front of a camera and record things, but it's a form of art too. So yeah, man, keep it up, guys. 22 Comics and Galactus will be the last dying breath of the MCU. I love Galactus. I don't know as much about Galactus as I probably should know for being a huge fan of him, but yes, definitely well said. I agree with that, Bottom Tier Collector. That's 2 weekends you've missed. Oh, yeah, this past weekend we had a birthday party on Friday, and then we had a meeting at church on Saturday. And when I got home, you were on, but I played Elden Ring for like 15 minutes, and then I went to sleep. It was just not a great weekend. I want to see a Nihilus. Yes, for sure, man. Oh, yes. Jonathan Majors. Holy moly, can that do that? I got better advice from that dude. Maybe a little more more sociopathic, and not as dead inside. I will be the last dying breath of the MCU. I had caught up on all the dishes, and now there's some in the sink after I went to sleep. So Neil, get your shot in. I will become his herald. You know which herald I want to see? I want to see Morg in the MCU because I have 2 or 3 copies of Morg's first appearance. So bring Morg into the MCU. Let's go. Let's go. Well, guys, I appreciate hanging out. Like I said, I've got to run. I've got to try to get some rest today. I dozed off earlier, and I didn't sleep as much as I should have. But I thank each and every one of you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Everybody, man, thank you so much. Go check out each other's contents. Make sure you guys are not only sub to each other, but you're supporting one another. I appreciate it. Thank you all. And let me just hit this up. Bottom cheers out. All right, peeps, I'm out. Mike's out. Be good, everybody, and a really great conversation. Yes, thanks for being here, Mike. I know you can't make it all the time, but I appreciate you stopping in today. Have a good one, bottom tier collector. Brian LCS, fantastic. Yes, everybody have a fantastic week. Looking forward to the next one. Like I said, I may be moving the show to Fridays, same time. I don't know. I built up the time slot for Mondays. It's just going to be real hard ball ollies and baseball. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. But yes, great way to end it. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, everybody. Once again, it's fantastic. And I'm going to let Ollie take us out.
Video. Say thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Bye.
Say
Bye. See you next time.